To prompt Level Earth Observer to respond to my 5 challenges, I'll debunk his latest video as of today.
Now, they obviously need real data and imagery to help try and sell this space telescope fraud. This is one of the cover stories and methods these people use.
In South Africa, part of the world's largest radio telescope is under construction.
This project is still under construction as of writing this. These mega telescopes consist of huge clusters of dishes and antennas spread across remote parts of South Africa and Western Australia. But of course, you say Freemasons.
Which will help answer some of the biggest questions of humanity. About galaxies, about gravity.
Now, I thought these so-called space telescopes, amongst other things, were answering those questions. And here's the thing, you would need to invest billions and billions of dollars here on Earth continuously, year in, year out, on telescopes of all different types, looking up at the sky.
Actually, as for the James Webb Space Telescope, because it is an extremely sensitive and an infrared space telescope, it costed $10 billion United States dollars. This is billion with a B also. NASA needs a lot of grants and permissions to even use the money given by Congress.
If you actually had space telescopes, like you claim. You don't have space telescopes because that environment's ridiculous and scientifically impossible anyway.
It's possible. Why do you say it's impossible?
Which is why you need to keep investing billions of dollars on telescopes here on Earth to provide the raw data and imagery to help sell the lie that it came from so-called space.
They make these clusters of telescope on Earth to make composite images, small images, and lump them together into one single image, as was done with the black hole Sagittarius A image. Also, if space is a lie, what's outside of Earth? Religion has to come into play.
And that you've got telescopes in space, and that the Earth is a ball. Which fundamentally is insane anyway, because you can't have a spherical ball with an air pressure system wrapped around it, residing in the middle of a vacuum.
Another debunked argument. Let's debunk it again. An air pressure is sticking to a ball because of
gravity, you fucking retard! Gravity! Have you ever heard of fucking gravity? Gravity! Gravity!
Without some kind of separation from the vacuum. That's not only scientifically impossible, but quite frankly, it's insane. And then you look at the cover stories these people give us, which we know supplies the data, which then comes supposedly from space. We also know these people use planes like Sophia to provide data. But like I say, they would not need to keep investing billions of dollars year in, year out, various sites, getting bigger and bigger, to supposedly answer the questions that are being answered so-called from space.
We Globers invested $10 billion in James Webb Space Telescope because first, using an infrared telescope in your backyard, there are many factors, such as dust, clouds, light scattering, and much more debris. In space, you don't have to worry about clouds and light scattering. Also, the telescope is very big and needs a lot of expensive equipment just to keep cold, while the equipment spends the most minimum watts.
They make it obvious, but unfortunately, the general populace struggle with the most simplistic things. Prove me wrong. Show me an air pressure system residing next to the vacuum of space.
Gravity, you fucking retard! Gravity! Have you ever heard of fucking gravity? Gravity! Gravity!
For example, a vacuum residing next to an air pressure system without a wall in between to separate the two. Show me that and I'll take you seriously for a change. Until then, I'm just going to treat you as a bunch of fantasists. Have a good one, everyone. Now, I've been sent a short clip, which is a proof, well, apparently is proof of globe-Earth curve. Something we've all been looking for years. Apparently, it's been found. The problem is, when we look at this footage, the only thing this is proof of is people's misunderstandings. It baffles me how people struggle to discern the most simplistic things. Oh dear, bear with me. So this is the clip. Some of you may have seen this clip before. Essentially, it's National Geographic trying to show Earth curvature by sending a boat out away from the viewer, the cameras, with this striped flag on it. And this is what was cited as proof of Earth curve. But as we're about to see, well, I'll tell you what, I'll play the clips, only 50 seconds long or so. I'll play it through its entirety, and I'll come back and break it down, okay?
This is the boat-based target. It's horizontal stripes. We're going to launch a small boat out into the water here with a striped target. And as it gets farther and farther out, you'll start to lose the stripes.
And what's really interesting is that some of the flat earthers, including Mark Sargent, are actually going to be here for this test. The test is starting right now.
At first, all the stripes are clearly visible. But sure enough, as the boat reaches the horizon, the stripes begin to disappear, one by one.
Lost about 1.5 stripes.
Right.
And we'll stop it there. You've got these guys at a distance. We had this shot, where apparently now the bottom of the flag is obstructed by Earth curvature. Let me just come back a smidge. And we had that shot. Pretty much, I think it's the same shot, just the other one is zoomed in, okay? But that is cited as proof of Earth curvature, okay? Bear with me. And this is what baffles me, that people can't discern and work this out for themselves. They get fooled by propaganda pieces like this from National Geographic. We're kindly they're trying to sell the live curvature here by showing this flag appearing to show obstruction. Now, if that was down to a physical globe Earth curve, then at the point that the boat is obstructed in the flag, from that point on, the horizon would be dipping below. You've got to remember, the viewer here, the camera, us, we are the highest point of the globe. Everything, according to the globe theory, is dropping away from us anyway. So it's bizarre that the horizon's rising up to meet the sky there anyway. Then they say you've got curvature obstructing the flag and the boat. But bizarrely enough, when we zoom in, the horizon is actually behind the boat.
The boat goes down because of the Earth's curvature. And these trees and beach sand you see, they're above the horizon. That's why you can see them, but not the bottom part of the flag.
So if it was physical Earth curve obstructing the flag, then you wouldn't have the horizon behind the boat, would you? Come on, wake up. Especially you who sent me this, Tosh. You've got lots of disturbances on the surface of the water here. The viewer, us and the camera, are low to the water here. So we're viewing through the densest medium you can get here. Low level above a body of water. A choppy body of water, which again is going to cause obstruction.
No, this is false. The choppy water doesn't obstruct an entire ship magically, nor do tides do.
We've also got to take into account our eyes, the limit of our vision. So all these different things are at play here. And of course, we can verify what I've just said with practical references using bodies of water. We know large standing bodies of water can't display convexity upon its surface.
Actually it does. This is a non-composite image. Also, it cannot be a painting. Otherwise, it'd have brush strokes, weird irregularities and other stuff. And it's not CGI either.
So we know how water behaves. So we know water doesn't have the ability to behave in the way and the manner in which the globes say. And of course we've only got to zoom in on this image to see the horizon behind the boat, above it, appearing above it, above the cut-off point. So if that obstruction of the flag and the boat was due to physical Earth curvature, then from that point on, the Earth would be descending downwards. But that's not what we see. You've got the horizon behind the boat. So it's obviously an optical thing with some water as well. Obviously you've got disruptions on the surface. Sorry, pal, who thought this was somehow evidence. Like I say, I'll zoom into the cutoff point, which is there. That's where supposedly Earth curve is blocking this flag. But as we can see, the horizon is behind it, appearing above it. Impossible. If what we're seeing was down to Earth curve. It's obviously optical. And that statement I've just made is backed by every single scientific demonstration involving a large standing body of water. That's why I always cross-reference. Any observation I'm going to cite has to be backed by demonstrable reality, i.e. a test involving a large standing body of water that backs its claims. Obviously, most observations we look at are over bodies of water, which is why I do it. I back my observation up with the very substance I'm viewing over, water. So with this being cited as proof of globe-Earth curve, well, the only thing this is proof of, I'm afraid to say, is one, the dishonesty of National Geographic, somehow citing this as some globe-Earth proof, when in fact it's quite the opposite. And two, showing the lack of discernment and common sense.
No, you committed an appeal to common sense fallacy.
In anyone who cites this tosh as somehow proof of globe Earth. I mean, how can you have obstruction here, bottom of the flag, by a physical Earth curve, if the horizon's behind it and higher? Come on.
You misunderstand something. The land is clearly higher than the flag, physically speaking, and is much taller than the flag. Stop committing strawmen.
Wake up, folks, for fuck's sake.